through ignorance, whether it be they heard the message of the gospel and they rejected, whatever it may be. I can be for a person and not fund the message of the serpent. And in fact, we got a kind of squirrely process about it. If I fund that message, I'm actually against the person.
Yes.
Yeah. Wow.
For I'm furthering the message that is serving them with death.
Right.
And I'm not actually loving them.
Right. Yeah.
Wow.
That would be like Jesus saying, well, I love all the people, and it's true, I do. So let us now give into the Pharisaical system. Let us send out the Pharisees to preach their message also. Because we love them, and we're not against them. So, man, when we speak passionately against the message, it's never against the people. It's never that we don't want fellowship with the people. It's never about withholding fellowship from the people. It's about sitting under a teaching that no matter how right the person's intentions may be, it's death. Yeah. And it's about, I'm not going to promote a message of death anymore. I see what it does to people. I saw what it did to me. And if I actually love the person, I'm not going to fund their trip for death.
Right.
I'm not.
Yeah.
And that's actually loving them.
Yeah. They may not understand that, but you're absolutely right.
Well, the Pharisees didn't understand it when Jesus said, "Oh, you generation of vipers."
That's right.
And he was actually loving them.
Right.
He was loving them. And so, man, I'm all for people going, and I think your story is beautiful. And that sounds like a revelation from God. But I also meet lots of people who are being infected with the serpent's wisdom in the name of God. And it is not a positive thing. Right. It's not one of those things like, well, they had a good idea and they want to go do, but, so what if they want to preach death? We can't. This is something God never did. He never allowed his love for people to confuse him and make him think it was more important that they felt okay about the message they preached than it was for them to have life.
Yes.
And so we can't now confuse our love for the brethren with letting them sit in the place where they're just going to die and promoting the death. I'm not really loving them. I'm actually hating them. If I'm sitting around just, oh, well, who cares? Let them, just sit in the death, man. Who cares? Now, that doesn't mean that I act like a petulant child and I withhold my friendship and give them the cold shoulder or ignore them or don't talk to them or act like they're not loved by God. That's not what I'm talking about. But what I'm talking about is if I really love them, I can't now join myself to their fornication with the thing that's killing them. If I see that my friend is a crackhead and he has a crack problem and I see him suffering at the hands of the crack, I'm not going to think to myself, let me go buy that guy some crack so he can get some relief because I love him. And it hurts me to see him suffering, so let me go get him some more crack. Do you see what I'm saying? I'm not going to now fornicate with the thing that's killing him. Rather, I'm going to try to get him away from the thing that's killing him. And we got this wrong, perverted kind of view that all preaching in the name of the Bible is created equal. It is not.
No.
All preaching of the Bible is not created equal.
No.
Do you know the serpent whipped open the Bible to preach to Adam and Eve? And all he did was twist it.
Yeah. Right.
Same thing he used. The Word of God.
Right.
And so, just because somebody plops open the Word of God and they have a Bible and they say they're a Christian does not mean they're declaring the message of God. And so, for me, it isn't about, well, I'm angry with them. Well, I want them to suffer. For me, it's about, I see what's killing people, and I can't be a part of anything that's killing people. I can't. Now, I can be their friend. I can walk with them. I can be with them in the darkness where they're at. But I can't join along in it and help them in the death. Do you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And I think, for me, that's how it is. And I have a lot of, I'm like you guys, I have a lot of friends that they call YWAMers.
Yeah, right.
And, sadly, they've been YWAM'd up.
Emphasis on the wham part.
Emphasis on the wham. Then listen, I'm not against YWAM or anybody. So if anybody's going to YWAM, it's not it's that YWAM system of missionary teaching is based on legalism.
Yeah.
And so I got a lot of friends that have gone ye based in legalism.
Yeah.
And I had to stop giving them funds. Not because I didn't love them anymore, but because I was not going to support that message. You know, it's like we think, well, it's so honorable that they want to go do that. It's not about honor. It's about the message that brings life and the message that brings death.
Right.
You know, and some of those people got upset for a while, and, you know, it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
But,
yeah,
if more people who are actually believing on the grace would come together and say, we're not going to fund the message of the serpent anymore, we might find it die. We might find that it goes away.
That's right.
If we stop funding it.
Yeah.
We might find that it could go away.
That'd be good.
See, but what happens is we feel a sentimentality towards the people that are in the system. And then we confuse our sentimentality towards them with wanting to help further along the system.
That's right.
Right? So we feel such a sentimentality towards them. We feel such a love for them. We feel such a compassion for them that we keep giving to the system.
I know.
Giving to the system. Because we feel this feeling for them. And so listen, nobody should feel condemnation if that's you. That may be where you're at. And listen, wherever we're at, God is with us working it all out. But what I'm saying is we confuse our sentimentality for the people with what we're doing to actually uphold the system that's bringing them down.
Yes. Right. Yeah. It's like sorting books in my library. I've gone through my library and sorted out all the books that are full of the law.
Me too.
But it crushes my spirit to want to dump them into the trash because I love books so much.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, it's like but I refuse to give them to a library or someone else because I don't want to perpetuate the message of death.
Yeah.
So they go into the trash.
That's right.
And it's painful to put them there, but there it goes. What'd you say?